Alright, what is up guys, it's Storm back here with another video, and in this one I'm going to be doing something that I think I did like once in a video, maybe like a month ago, where I talked about, a Kami got killed, and yeah, and now in this video I'm going to be talking about a new anime that I recently finished like a couple days ago, that I just really liked, and that anime is In The Franxx. Now, for those who of you that have seen the anime, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But for those of you that have never even heard of this anime, I'll start off by explaining that it's a mecha anime. But to be honest, that was not really the best part of the anime for me. I mean, yeah, it sure did have some good fight scenes. It definitely did. Really, they were just in there, robots fucking up some monsters. You know, yeah, definitely. But just the characters, the interactions between them, especially the two main characters, the main guy, Hero, and his girl, 02. Just the interactions between them and how they interacted as characters, just like, damn, that really hits you in the feels when you actually see it on screen. Now, for what In The Franxx is actually about, so let me just get right to explaining that. So, in the future, right, humanity, they start using this new energy called magma energy, right? And so they start using it, and after a number of years, these things or monsters called klaxosaurs start appearing all over the world and start trying to get to the magma energy. It's like they're attracted to it, right? And so they start attacking people and shit. And so over the years, right, humanity, right, they continue to use magma energy, and this turns the earth into a wasteland and a desert. And so the people, everybody has to live in these new cities that move around and shit. But the thing is, right, humanity is led by this group. Shit, I forgot what they're called, but towards the ending they become the real villains. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna talk about the show. I'll just say I'll just flat out say that when I'll be saying spoilers. I'll just say hey, yeah, coming up I'll just be talking about the show, so spoilers here. If you want to go watch the anime and you haven't seen it yet, then just stop right now and come back after you finish it. But anyways, getting back to what the anime is actually about, right? After a number of years, humanity, they build these giant robots for kids to pilot in pairs of a girl and boy, right? And they call these giant robots Franxx. Now that I think about it, a lot of the mecha anime that I have seen, I mean, I've only seen a few, but stuff that has mecha in it, they always choose the weirdest ass names for the robots. In this, it's the Franxx, and Pacific Rim, it's the Jaegers. I just always thought that it was kind of weird that they chose the weirdest ass names for these giant robots that are defending humanity and killing the evil monsters, right? I mean, shit, if I were to build a giant robot that was to defend the entire world, I would choose the coolest ass name that I can think of, but I can't really think of one right now. But I'm getting off topic, but back to the anime, right? So after a number of years and a lot of deaths, right, it starts out with our main cast, right, our main group of kids, right? There's 7 or 8 of them, eight of them, right? Or yeah, something like that. They pilot the Franxx and fight these monsters called klaxosaurs, right? And the main guy, Hero, he can't really pilot Franxx, and his life is just shit, what the fuck is the point if I can't pilot this, right? And so that is until he meets 02, right? And he ends up piloting the strongest Franxx that that particular moving city has, right? And all his teammates are holy shit, look what he just did, he piloted the most strongest one. But at the beginning, you might think it just might be that stereotypical anime where the main character, he does something that no one else can do and becomes the strongest dude. Now that you think about it, like, the anime like Darling in the Franxx, right? At the beginning of it, the main character, he can't really do shit, but he ends up, like, just pulling this badassery out of nowhere and becoming the most powerful dude on the show, and, like, becoming overpowered as fuck. Now that you think about it, it is kind of stereotypical, but throughout the show, that is not how it is. Like, first, like, 10 episodes, they're just chilling, you know, each character, like, each, like, kid, I guess or most of the kids get, like, their own episodes to, like, develop and shit. But the middle part of the show is where it's at, alright? So, this is where I'm going to be delving into spoilers, so if you haven't watched the show, then go back and watch it, and then come back and watch this video. So, there's one episode in particular, right, where, Hiro, he ends up, falling in love with 02, right? But, like, so he, like, he confesses his love for her, right? And, she doesn't really, like, feel anything for him, because she just uses him as, like, just a little use him to kill more Klaxosaurs, because she wants to become human again, because she's not really a human. So, on the next mission, right, 02 just goes on a rampage, right, and Hiro, he starts to take the full brunt of it, and his body starts to get, like, fucked up. But he connects to 02's mind, and he remembers something from his childhood that he, like, completely forgot, because, like, the people, like, the, you know, the upper dudes, the people in charge, don't want him to remember. Like, the scientists who made the Franxx, like, deleted his memories, or fucking, like, erased them, not deleted him, erased his memories, right? Because he met 02 when he was a kid, like, when she was just, like, this feral beast, but they ended up, like, making a connection that would, like, last forever, right? But he forgot that, and so did 02, but they ended up both remembering that, and, so, Hiro, he remembers everything. He remembers that he met 02 before, and that, like, 02, she had this picture book that was, like, precious to her, and, like, he mentions that, you were the girl with the picture book, and that, and, like, when 02 realizes that, damn, bro, it just fucking hits you in the feels, man. Like, if that don't bring a tear to your eye, I don't know what will. But Hiro's like, other teammates, right? While all of that was going on, like, the main Franxx, the strongest ones, fuck, I forget what it was called, Strogelia or something? Yeah, something like that. But the main Franxx, right? The strongest one they have is what Hiro and 02 are using, right? I was going on a rampage, and Hiro's other teammates were, like, worried as fuck about him, right? And once they had calmed down and Hiro and 02 realized that, like, who they were from their past and, like, remembered everything, Hiro's teammates, like, stopped 02 because she was about to, like, take his humanity away, or basically Hiro was turning into what 02 is. So after all that, Hiro, right, he gets put in a hospital, and their teammates don't want 02 to like, ever see Hiro again, because they think she's gonna hurt him. And like, when they do meet, right, Hiro, he sees that she was, like, because they stopped her from seeing him, she got pretty pissed off and started just beat on their asses. And that kinda, Hiro was like, nah, you a monster. And after that, 02 left for, like, a couple of episodes, but eventually, Hiro was like, what the fuck was I thinking? I love her. And, right, so, while, like, this huge battle is going on between the Klaxosaurs and, a bunch of people with the Franxx, including our main group of dudes, right? Hiro made his way to 02, who was piloting a Franxx by herself. And let me just say, piloting a Franxx by yourself is something you do not want to do, right? But anyways, he confesses that he, like, loves her and stuff, and this, like, rekindles their relationship and stuff. And a couple episodes later, you know, the 02, she's all good now, right? And they're, like, they're together and shit. But, like, damn, their relationship is just, like, it's like on that Kirito and Asuna type of level, to me anyway. Hell, it might even be better. It's like, just like the connection between them is just like something different, and like it hits different, bro. It just hits different when you watch it. And like that scene where like they realize who each other is probably my favorite scene in the entire anime. But now onto the fighting. Oh shit, the fighting is pretty good when they're just in the Franxx fucking them Klaxosaurs up. Damn, it is just amazing. And there's one scene in particular that I like. You remember that scene from SAO, for those of you who had watched SAO, from the fairy dance arc where Kirito is in the world tree trying to get past like all those like tree guardian motherfuckers, but like they're covering up like the entire ceiling. And like backup appears, right? And it's like everyone, what they showed in the fairy dance arc, right? And they help Kirito and like create this giant hole in the middle of the guardians that Kirito goes through, right? And that's basically what they do in this show in one particular scene, right? There's like a bunch of Klaxosaurs and Kirito and 02, right? They're in their main Franxx, like the strongest one, and they just like basically do the same thing. Their teammates create like this giant hole that they can go through, and it's basically like that SAO scene, but like 10 times better in my opinion. Okay, nah, I think I'm just rambling about how good this anime is, but let's talk about that ending. For those of you who have seen that ending, you can agree with me, it was just like, what the fuck just happened? Alright, so I'm gonna be talking about the ending right now. So, the Klaxosaur princess, right? Out of nowhere, she just says this main enemy, or this new enemy, is some, like, celestial alien fourth dimensional beings called VIRM. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? Who are these dudes? So the Klaxosaurs were good all along. That's like the shocking reveal, right? And so like this giant battle like happens between VIRM and like the Klaxosaurs, right? But VIRM, they were like bullying the humans all along, and they were like basically just using them to try and like wipe out the Klaxosaurs once and for all. And it's just like the reveal is just like, what the fuck has happened? But eventually, right, after some shenanigans and some other shit happens, they go to space and have this giant like fucking space battle that's just like, what the fuck is happening? And you're just left there like, yo, I thought this was about giant robots fighting giant monsters, but like, nah, that ending will have you be like, yo, what just happened? And so after this space battle, right, the main group of dudes, they go back to Earth, and 02 and Hero, right, they go through this like portal in space to like finally like end VIRM once and for all. And a fuck ton of time passes, right, and like years on Earth pass, and well, years for 02 and Hero as well. But like they end up like destroying the Armada and planet, I guess, of VIRM, but like the main celestial being or beings, I guess, end up surviving, which is kind of just like why, I guess, maybe setting up for a season 2 if that ever happens. But in order to like defeat VIRM, right, Hero and 02, they sacrifice themselves, and they end up like drifting through space and like saying they'll return to Earth in like a long ass time. And so, you know, they're just like together as one now, right? Or just like they're chilling together as souls and like spending all of the eternity as like lovers, I guess. But back on Earth, right, the main group of dudes, since like VIRM was technically the dudes who were like leading the humans, and they were the bad guys all along, and they just ended up like getting their asses handed to them and floating off into space. Yeah, the humans are in our main group of dudes who are like technically like just normal teenagers who are like 14, 15, right? They're kind of on Earth and on their own, you know, with just like a few adults and like all the other children that like who didn't technically work out for the Franxx. You know, they're just chilling back on Earth, and they start humanity back up again, right? You know, they build buildings, homes, like they're farming, and they like start rebuilding humanity, right? And like a ridiculous amount of time passes, right? There was a statue of 02, right? Like looking up into space, because that was like her body, right? Because her mind like went up into the most powerful Franxx with Hero into space to fuck up the IRM. And since she sacrificed herself, it ended up like disintegrating, right? Like falling apart, and like this plant or cherry tree, I guess, is like just planted there for whatever reason, and it in that last episode, it cuts through like a ridiculous amount of time, like hundreds of years passing, and like showing this cherry tree like growing up. I'm not sure if it's a cherry tree, but like it shows the tree like getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and after like 1,000 years or something had passed, humanity, right, is just like this advanced civilization. It's bounced back to what it was before, maybe even like having an even bigger population than like when like the Klaxosaurs appeared. And it shows this tree, right, and it's just like huge now, but it shows this kid who looks exactly like Hero, who's like 7 or 8 or something like that, reading a book, right? And then it shows there's a girl who has pink hair who looks pretty much like 02, and like fate, like Hero and 02 met as kids. And what I'm thinking is, right, that like Hero and 02, they reincarnated into these kids, meeting again, and they're like, you know, they're going to fall in love again. So pretty damn symbolic, if you ask me. But okay, I think that's enough for me talking about how great of an anime this is. I kind of just talked about Hero and 02 and like the other characters. They were pretty good. Yeah, I like the other characters. I can't really find anything that I didn't like with this show. I'm gonna say this is probably one of my favorite anime of all time. Like, it's up there with Death Note, Attack on Titan, Naruto even. Like, shit, I did not think I would like this anime that much. But anyways, like I just said, I think it's time for me to be ending this video. It's already almost 20 minutes long. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also go subscribe to my other channels. Some links to those will be down in the description below. Also go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links to those will be down in the description as well. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.